Hey there. So I actually just got back not too long ago from HMV to see if anything had changed in the sale prices. Now it's still the same right now, up to 30% with Blu-rays, DVDs, and records, vinyls being on for 10% each. But that being said, I did manage to grab a couple really cool Scream Factory Blu-rays. So today on HMV Chronicles, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the two Scream Factories that I did pick up, talk about them a bit. I got a movie review to do. Uh, of another Scream Factory that I do recommend if you don't have it that you pick up. So we're going to talk about what I got in here. I'm going to do a movie review on the Peter Straub film Ghost Story, and I'll be right back. Welcome to the HMV Chronicles. Hi there, and welcome back to the HMV Chronicles. This is Chapter 3 as in an ongoing saga to talk about and pay tribute to HMV, the soon-to-be closing last media store that's here. We're going to be looking at some brand new Scream Factories that I got today. I'm going to open them up here in front of you guys. We'll see if they have any special features. We're going to see if they got any alternate artwork. But first off, we're going to talk about a Scream Factory that I bought in my first HMV Chronicles. And that is Ghost Story. Now, Ghost Story is one that I saw when I was much younger. And let's see, I want to get the year this one came out right because I was doing a video, and great guy in there actually said you got the year right. That was supposed to be 80. That was supposed to be 80, 81. You were right, and bad on me for not knowing that ahead of time. But I did it like 1 o'clock in the morning. So, but this one actually is an 81 too. And the Ghost Story. I did see this one in theater. When this one came out, I was 10 years old. So it took a bit of to get in there. Actually, it wasn't that hard to get into theaters back then. A lot easier than it is now, more likely. But before we get into the movie itself, let's talk about Ghost Story, the book by Peter Straub. You have to understand it's a completely different beast. This we'll get into this movie, whether it's good or not, and what I think of it in a minute. But what you should know is that the Ghost Story, the book, has never actually been adapted film. The book is very different than what you're seeing here. Ghost Story, the movie, was meant to get an essence of a certain portion of Ghost Story, but Ghost Story, the book by Peter Straub, it's a much it's an epic horror book. It deals with with an evil that can the book. No, we're going with the book first. Deals with an evil that can live on and go from different time periods and change its face and change its whole appearance to work towards the destruction of its town. That's the book Ghost Story. That is not what the movie's about. The movie, when it says Ghost Story, it really is. When John Irvin who was the director of the film, took on the reins to make Ghost Story, they realized that they couldn't make, especially back then, they couldn't make this into the book into a movie unless they did some kind of epic miniseries, kind of like they did with The Stand, or they did when they did Salem's Lot, something like that, and not with the Langoliers. But Paramount, I think it's Paramount here for this one. Universal wanted a big blockbuster film for 1991. They wanted kind of a big hit feature, and this will be the last films for a lot of the actors that I'm going to mention on here. Fred Astaire, Melvin Douglas, Douglas Fairbanks Jr., John Houseman. This will be, I think, pretty much the last films for almost, if not all of them. Patricia Neal's in this as well. This would not be her last film. I think she would go on to do at least one more that I know for. Craig Wasson is the young male lead of this, and he plays he plays two roles in the film. Actually, duality comes in here a couple times. We also have Alice Creech and Creech, I think it's Creech, and she plays dual roles as well. as Alma and God, the ghost name again. I'm not even gonna look it up right now, but it's just so good. Lawrence, there's a bunch of features on there, but let's talk about the movie first. Ghost Story starts out. It starts good. Most people can remember the scares in Ghost Story because of well, Dick Smith, famous for doing things like The Exorcist. He did the makeup effects for Ghost Story, and anybody would tell you, from Tom Savini to Howard Berger, um, they all learned from masters like this. Dick Smith was the guy, and the makeup effects in this are absolutely stunning. It's creepy, guys. The makeup effects in this don't creep you out. Your skin's on too tight. No, it is. It's really scary. The way the effects are done, and it is extremely well done. It's all practical effects. There's no CGI in this type of stuff. Obviously, it's 1981. Uh, it just runs so well. And one thing you should know about the movie is that although it does go at a more leisurely pace, it's paced like a book. It's not really paced like a that actually works to its advantage. Because the type of movie this is not like an old style no, this is not like a new like boo 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 type of film or anything like that. It's a well done ghost story. It's a classic ghost story, and we've got like three real stories. We have the modern day story that's going on right now, all the stuff that's happening because people are dying. Basically, Craig Wasson comes back to town to see his father. Something has happened to Craig Wasson's character. We don't know what it is at first because his brother has died. His twin brother has died, and he feels an extreme amount of guilt. He mentions a girl. Uh, the father tells him to straighten himself up. Meanwhile, there's the father is like who's the mayor of the town is with a group of other like really influential older men in the town as well, who make up a group called the Chowder Club. Every week they get together and they tell ghost stories. Uh, the Chowder Club's been something they've been doing since they've been very young. Uh, it probably had different meanings in the beginning, but as they're older men, they tell ghost stories, and although it's never really said, I think the ghost stories that they tell, the things that scare them, is kind of a way to keep the memories of what actually happened at bay. But now, finally, after all these years, for some reason, that's no longer working. They're all having nightmares, like severe nightmares, and we're finding out slowly that there's a seeping guilt that these four men share because something really really bad happened, and none of them can even want to speak about it. And the ones that do, John Houseman's characters, John Houseman's a very dynamic performer, and it really comes through. He does an amazing job in this film. He keeps everybody like pretty much. He's the guy that's in control. He's the one that's telling them, we cannot talk about this. This is not negotiable. Uh, for a long time, that's the way it goes. We meet these two characters that are never really fully fleshed out. All we know is that they were from an asylum. They had been a part of a cult at one time, and for some reason they were contacted uh, by this here kind of this entity, this ghost that we'll be seeing throughout the film in various incarnations. As we get into it, actually two of the members die, and Craig Wasson, who's seen his father, the mayor, be killed, and his brother die at the beginning of the film in a really cool, horrific, scary sequence. He goes to the Chowder Club to become a member. There's one thing that you need to become a member of the Chowder Club. It's a story, a good creepy story, and he has one that happens to be real, and it has to do with them. He tells his story of what happened to him from when he was basically a teacher at this liberal arts college, and he had a promising, like, strong career ahead of him until he meets this girl, a girl that is very enigmatic, very strange. We don't know a lot about her. Very naked, played by Alex Creech, and she is actually very. There's a lot of nudity for her in this film. Nothing is ever comes off as being exploitive. Everything actually comes off as it seems like it belongs in the scene that it's in. There's no like Friday the 13th type, well, let's take my top off type scenes just because. Everything seems organic to the story itself. He meets this girl. She's very free. She's very. She's an English lady. She's very free. She's very. I guess She brings him. She brings him to the places that he shows him things he never thought he'd see. If you know the movie, then you know what I just said. Uh, and it becomes a whirlwind romance relationship. It's very it's very extreme. It's very physical. It's very emotional. But he finds himself losing himself in her, and he starts to realize that something's not right with the way that she is, and he ends up breaking it off, only to find out shortly thereafter that his brother has met her and is going to be married to her. And as we know from the beginning of the film, his brother dies. And we know why. This ties in with the story that the old men have as well, a deep, dark secret that they've kept for many, many years. And that's going to kill all of them if they don't find a way to put this to rest once and for all. Ghost Story is an incredible film. It's extremely layered, and like I just mentioned there, these aren't like little flashbacks where it just flashes back. No, these are massive portions of the film. They come off like that. If you're a reader, then you notice with a lot of books, especially like King or Straub or Kuntz or guys like that, you'll see like the books are portioned off into sections. Like when you read it, you get like the story of the kids, and then we'll get the story of the older group. And when you have the stand, you have the story of the different groups in the stand. But they all have like actual like really big stories. This happens with this. I mean, we got the modern day story, and it's great and it's compelling. But what makes this even better, what really really wins this for me, is that we go back and spend large portions of time for two like legitimate like real flashbacks. I don't even want to call them flashbacks, like prequel sequences, like other like really short films within the film that tie everything together. And it just does it brilliantly. Not a second was I bored in this movie. The effects by Dick Smith are unbelievable. This is Alice Cree's first feature film, and she knocks it out of the park. Craig Wasson, as always, is fantastic. John Houseman is a dynamic performer in this one here. Fred Astaire, he's incredible, and it's so great to see these guys like the last performance of Melvin Douglas was fantastic. Douglas Fairbanks Jr. It's great work in this film. I love this the entire time. This movie ran about 110 minutes. You guys know that for like a lot of horror movies, I say there's that 80 to 90 minute sweet spot. This ran at 110 minutes, and it seemed like it ran at like 80 minutes. So when a movie is that good, that captures you that much, and this really did. The actors are classic, and they're classy, and it's a breed. I'm going to be honest, it's a breed of actors and it's a breed of acting that I don't see anymore. That I no longer see in films. But it's really, really good to see here. So that's the original cover. I had the other cover on it, and I didn't like it that much. I love this here. I think it's kind of a classic Ghost Story cover. We got on this. There's an audio commentary with the director John Irvin. New interviews with Peter Straub, and they're actually pretty long. These interviews are. The first one, Peter Straub, he actually reads from portions of the book Ghost Story, which actually is really interesting. What I found even more interesting, though, is when we get to the screenwriter Lawrence D. Cohen and the producer Burt Westbird. They do a great interview on here. Alice Cree talks about her early career. Amazing stuff. There's a bunch of like radio, there's radio spots, the trailers, that type of stuff's on here as well. Only thing I haven't checked out is a commentary, which I do plan to check out. But the interviews were very, very comprehensive, and I thought that they did a great job. It really fleshes it out. So once you watch Ghost Story, definitely turn on the interview sections to watch. Really great. Peter Straub actually was the one that I thought I was going to get into the most, but it was the screenwriter one and Alice Cree. Those were the two interviews that I found were the most interesting to me for this one here, because we read a lot of sequences from Ghost Story, and although it's been like probably early college or probably late high school since I actually read Ghost Story, it's actually still fairly vivid in my mind. It's actually one of my favorite books. I'm a big fan of Peter Straub, actually, and I really like the fact that he wrote this. Uh, this is not the book, but it is a great compliment to the book because it does capture an essence of a great portion of what that book is and what it should be. So there you go, guys. I do recommend, if you have not picked up Ghost Story, it is something that you truly should have in your collection. If you're a horror fan at all, uh, worth your salt, as they say around here. Um, this one belongs there. This is one that you do need to have. It's a Scream Factory must. I wish this would have been a collector's edition with more, but just the way it is, it's a beautiful, beautiful edition. Fantastic movie. I do recommend you check out Ghost Story. I can't give it any higher props than I'm giving right now, because this is as far as it goes for the HMV Chronicles, guys. This one is a must-have. This is a highly recommended film for any lover of ghost stories, any lover of any kind of just classic, good acted horror films, good cinema. Pick up Ghost Story, Scream Factory edition, amazing. I'll be right back because I got 2 new Scream Factories that I picked up today that I really want to show you guys. And with the magic of editing, let's do this. So recently, my better half had like kind of like surgery on her foot. She like dropped the dresser on her foot a while back, and she finally had to have some day surgery on it. So we went out today to get it checked on. She has to get it checked on every 2 days, and went into HMV. Now the sales are still at the 10% range. So 10% for DVDs, Blu-rays, and records. Their CDs I think are like 20%, and there's some things that are under 30%. Hopefully, it'll go up like to a better rate sometime soon though. But there was a couple that I wanted to pick up today. One I really wanted, another one I got to put into my Scream Factory collection. I kind of want more for the features than the film itself. But I don't mind the film. I do really kind of like have to go back and look at it again. You had a lot of Scream Factories there, but they didn't have a lot in the 2 for $30 range. I knew $30 was my limit. I could have went and picked up Carrie, which I do want to pick up down the road. But I do have a couple editions of that, so that's not like when I went out today to buy 2 Scream Factories from HMV. The one thing I wanted to make sure was that the ones that I really wanted that I'm probably not going to get around here because there's not as that are not as mainstream. At least one of them for sure isn't, and that there was only one copy of. Because here's the thing, although it's only at 10% now sale-wise, and this is what I recommend for you guys that are out there that are looking and you're going to wait a bit on the sale. We had Target close in here in Canada a while back, which was unfortunate. Now the thing is that a lot of people, when it was at the 10-20% range, people were just kind of like going in and saying, I'll come back for this later on. However, by the time you got to that good range, by the time it got to like 30 or 40%, most of the stuff that they had wanted was already gone because a lot of it was like had one copy, or it was a kind of like thing like a Scream Factory or edition, or like a Kino, where pretty much there's certain people that collect that type of stuff. So when there's any type of sale at all on, they will go out and grab that. So that's why I say if you go into a HMV and there's only one copy of the movie that you want, that you're thinking about getting in there, at 10% is not the greatest discount, but it's more of a discount than you're going to get if you probably got to buy it online. It's going to be more expensive later on. So just keep that in mind when you're actually going into HMV and looking around now. If there's only one copy of the film there, and this is the only HMV in your area, chances are you should probably grab that copy. Because if you don't, somebody else that thinks more along the lines that I am is probably going to do that. So I got 2 here today from Scream Factory. Both are 2 for $30. I will open both up. One has a bunch of features. One is featureless, but it's a double feature, which is, second movie is a feature on its own, I guess. But I picked up the 90s horror film with Patricia Arquette, Stigmata. Now, I like this movie. It was not like overtly, but this was not one of those where I was going to say, okay, this is a movie that I've got to get right away today. But there was only one copy of Stigmata there. I do want to rewatch this film, but the features really did interest me. So I just So I'll show you right there, which you probably can't see because it's all glary and stuff. But Stigmata has like there's audio commentary with Rupert Wainwright on here. He directed this movie. Incredible True Stigmata Marked for Life. That is one of the main reasons that I wanted this one actually. 45-minute thing on actual stigmatas. Divine Rights, the story of stigmata. It's a 26-minute one, and there's like identified by Natalie Imbroglia, and I do like Natalie Imbroglia's music, so have her music video on there is actually pretty cool. It's got deleted scenes, an alternate ending, and a theatrical trailer. So overall, it doesn't have like, it's not like overly packed, but it definitely has enough for like for stigmata. It's definitely some cool stuff. We're just gonna have some features talking about like the kind of like the real stigmata, and I'm actually very interested. I like the true story ones. Do we have another cover? Yes, we do. So this is really good. We're gonna get like an alternate cover on this one here. So first off, we'll look here. Patricia Arquette. I love Patricia Arquette, by the way. I watched the CSI Cyber series. I started watching because I like Patricia Arquette. That was, and I just continued watching until it ended. So there we go. Let's look at the other cover for Stigmata. Very 90s. This is actually the cover that I'm used to seeing, so this really isn't like a new one. I've never seen this cover here before, so you guys can let me know. Maybe it's a European cover, but this pretty much is the cover that I'm used to seeing for Stigmata when I watched it back on VHS days. So I don't think I've ever owned this one on DVD, and I think I only rented it on VHS. But it'll be interesting to see this one again. I really am interested in watching the 45-minute featurette on called Marked for Life, Incredible True Stigmata. So that'll be something that actually I might be able to watch with my better half. Though she's not really interested a lot in like kind of more of the religious horror films. But again, just some great stuff. So next up is one, I'll just take the plastic off so it's not going to glare in your eyes, that I mentioned that I wanted to pick up before. I like ghost stories and WTF stuff, so this one kind of fits in both these categories. It's one of their double features. Some people give like Scream grief for like putting a double features and not putting in like features on them, like some of the early stuff did, like the Terror Visions and stuff like that. Not everything's going to have that, and sometimes basically they worry that this movie won't sell well, and they want to recoup, make as much as they can back from it. So what to do, rather than like putting a lot of money into the features, because they don't think that it's going to warrant that. And I understand that from a business standpoint. You have to understand that sometimes in order to get all of this out, in order to get some Blu-ray editions of these movies out, sometimes there will be double features, and sometimes they're just not going to have anything on them. And that's just the way it's going to be, but you're going to get like the best presentation of that film. And in a lot of cases, you're going to get another film that either you didn't even know about, or you didn't know you wanted. And it might actually turn out to be the better of the two films. So, those are things to think about when you look at, you're picking up a Scream double feature, and you're like, oh, but this one doesn't have any features on it. Do you want the films? Are those films that you want to watch? You want to own them in your collection? If it's something that you're curious enough about, and at $15 really is what it is, plus 10% off for a Blu-ray that has two films on. That's really good. So without further ado, let's look into what other one I got. So I picked up The House Where Evil Dwells and Ghost Warrior. I really, really wanted this double feature. I know a lot of people probably haven't been talking about this one that much, but The House Where Evil Dwells, I do remember. That's the movie I wanted it for. I don't remember Ghost Warrior. I'm not going to lie to you. I love the cover. I love the cover art for this one. It's fantastic. I got to bring it in there closer so you guys can see. I'm not expecting anything like in the alternate art on the other side. But let's look at the back of it. As you can see, there's like no actual features, but it's two really cool films. I do remember watching The House Where Evil Dwells. It's actually a pretty cool movie. It's about these... it's the story of the backstories of these three samurai that die in this kind of like murder-suicide that happens because the girl is unfaithful to her husband, and then this couple with a child, they move into this house, and the ghosts within the house try to possess people inside the house to pretty much reenact and make happen again what happened to them back in that day, because this is the only way that their soul, that their spirits, their, you know, the ghosts of them, are trapped in this house. And in order for them to leave, they have to trap somebody else in the house by doing, by getting them to reenact the whole murder suicide that happened years before. Does it work? Well, you gotta watch the House Weaver Dwells to find out. Ghost Warrior, I'm going to look on the back and tape of that one. So you open it up here, and okay, I'm very impressed. So this is like the cover, but they actually have gone out of their way and given us another double feature cover. So alternate artwork for both of the films. This is the very first double feature that I've gotten from Scream Factory that actually does this. Most of the time they just put on some posters or and some pictures on the other side. But this I'm very, very impressed with. Extremely impressed with. So let's actually look at that again. And it's really great artwork too, so I'm not quite sure, honestly, which artwork I'm going to keep on. Maybe I'll just go back and forth with it. It makes me wish there was a slip on this one now, just so I could showcase both of the art. So what is Ghost Warrior? Sword Killer, it's called. Okay, so we got Janet Julian from Humongous. Oh, so this is a Charles Band film, so this is probably Empire Pictures production. So I've probably seen this and just don't remember it. Two skiers find the body of a 400-year-old samurai warrior in tombs and ice. He is brought to the United States in a hush-hush operation and revived through cryosurgery. Unfortunately, he is then forced to battle for his freedom, dignity, and life. Okay. It sounds fun. That actually sounds really good. That sounds like something that I will like. That is definitely fits my my WTF movie collecting. I'm really excited about this double feature actually. The House Where Evil Dwells is one I've really wanted to watch again for a long time. I know Ghost Warrior, which I knew nothing about, but knowing this it's a Charles Band film from when Charles Band was making some really, really good stuff makes me really excited actually. So there you go, guys. That is my two pickups from two Scream Factory pickups today. I got Stigmata, and I got the double feature where the House Where Evil Dwells and Ghost Warrior, otherwise known as Sword Kill. Two incredibly cool films. Really, really excited actually to look into these. And remember I had a list for you guys. What's that? It's sort of a list. Coming up next is my is in the honor of the Scream Shout Factory stuff. I'm gonna highlight my and it's a DVD collection actually, so hopefully you'll like that. My Roger Corman, my DVD collection that started the whole Shout Scream Factory collecting in the first place. For the entirety of my Roger Corman collection, we're gonna look at that right after this. So I actually have a small collection of Roger Corman classics. So I have 9 here. I've got some triple features, some double features, and some just on their own. So first up we're going to look at is Not of This Earth. I'm a really big fan of this. This is actually, of course, a remake of the original Not of This Earth. Tracy Lords is in this one, and extremely beautiful. It's got a great cast. So Tracy Lords is in this one here, along with oh my God, I think Arthur Roberts. Yeah, Arthur Roberts from Out in Smoke is in this one here. This is done by Jim Wynorski, so you can expect to see well, I don't think Tracy Lords is naked in this, but you're going to see a lot of bikini shots and stuff like that in this in movies like this. So what's really cool, this one doesn't have one of the other covers. It has a little kind of write up on here. I really wish I had more of these actually. We actually get to see. Tracy Lords was highly publicized for this film. Obviously, she'd done other types of films before this that people could no longer see because of legality. But she was becoming a real actress, and this was one of her one of her first actual films. So they actually really highlight Tracy Lords on the case here. She is a very beautiful woman, even on the disc itself. No sign of the vampire anywhere. And that's what it is. It's kind of like a sci-fi film. Really, really fun. Sci-fi vampire storyline. A lot of cheese to it, but I did like this one a lot. There are some special features. We got a commentary on here with star Tracy Lords and Jim Wynorski. We have the original auto commentary as well with director Jim Wynorski, a new interview with Tracy Lords. We have like the trailer and also some other New World trailers because this was part of the New World company. I like love the art on this one here. Really highlights that, hey, Tracy Lords is in this film. We got Tracy Lords. Want to see a Tracy Lords film? Next up is one that I think got to get a new case for this one. I think this case is breaking on the inside. I got to check it. Is Star Crash, and it's kind of one of the fun like Star Wars kind of like rip-off things that they put out, and I really do enjoy this one. Star Crash is a fun film, and what features? I mean, I think this is Cozy that did this one, right? Yeah, Lucio Cozy, under his American pseudonym Louis Coates, directed this film here. Of course, this is one of the Italian knockoff films. I think this is a double disc set actually. So what we got on here, we got an audio commentary of our writer and Star Crash expert Steve Romano. Look at the film's special effects. New interview with the writer-director Lucio Cozy, and it was Cozy. New interview with actress Carol Monroe. She's a stellar star. She's fantastic in this. Then look at her career. Extensive stills galleries, behind the scenes photos, posters, stills, original production art, and storyboards, behind the scenes commentary, deleted extended scenes, theatrical trailer, with commentaries by Eli Roth and Joe Dante. Of course, that's Trailers from Hell. And a 12-page booklet with linear notes by Steve Romano. So let's just open it up. And be very careful with this because the portion of the case there did break right there, like where it keeps in the double disc portion of it. So I'll just take this out. I'll show you the disc right there. So that's disc 1, feature presentation. This is disc 2. It's got camera roll to get the special features on it. Just to let you know, there is a double. This is a double feature. So not double feature. I mean, this is one that has a different artwork on it. So I will. It's a really nice art. So I'll take it out and I'll show you guys. So that's the other alternate artwork for Star Crash. There's the artwork I'm using right now. That's the alternate art. I keep one. Let's kind of like when I showed the Ghost Warriors one. Kind of like I keep going back and forth on how I want to go with it. So I do need to get another double disc case for this one here because this case is really broken. Even the inside portion of it right there. I got to be very careful when I'm taking this movie out. I am lax in getting a case for it. So there's like was mentioned before, there is a 12-page booklet in here. So we'll just look at that. Star Crash is a really fun movie. So there, if this image appeals to you, you're probably gonna like the movie Star Crash. It's just a fun, cheesy film, harmless, like PG-13 really rated. I think it's PG-13. I gotta check. No, yeah, it's PG. It's a PG-rated horror film, so not horror film, sci-fi film. So it's practical effects. I found it a really fun watch. Actually, I watched it a few times. Now, one that's definitely not so much in the PG era of the sci-fi ones is the sci-fi horror film Galaxy of Terror. I really, really like this film. This is a mind mess of a film. And again, features are intense and incredible. But there's a lot of good actors in this one too. Basically, we got like Edward Elberts on here. He's in the House of Weird Dwells, by the way. Aaron Moran from Happy Days. Ray Walston, of course, from My Favorite Martian and Popcorn. Robert Englund is in here. Zalman King. And Sid Haig is in here. The Henson behind the camera, they had like James Cameron, of course. We all know who James Cameron is. And on production design was Bill Paxton. Actually worked as a set decorator. So that's really cool actually to see all those like names on there. So we got like a big like documentary in that on here as well. There's a commentary with the cast and crew, a New Worlds producer Roger Corman, screenwriter Mark Ziegler, and director Bruce D. Clark discuss the origins of the film. Actually, that's really good. Crew of the Quest, actors Robert Englund, Sid Haig, Taffel Conlon, and Grace Zabriskie, she's in as well. Discuss their experiences on the film, plan the horrors, a detailed look into the creation of the film's memorable sets and alien landscapes, future King memories of co-production designer and future visionary filmmaker James Cameron, from cast and crew. Old journey is a journey into complicated mechanical and makeup effects with artists Alan A. Apone, Douglas J. White, Alec Gillis, and others. The launch sequence, which talks about the post-production, profile, and the composer, Barry Schrader as well. There's theatrical trailers, extensive photo gallery, posters. They put a lot of work into these, like Roger Corman releases. So if you haven't never picked any of them up, you really should. Again, you're going to get yourself another 12-page booklet in here. And I found the booklets actually be really fun reads. Can I show these? Okay, so again, so we got, and it's cool. Think kind of a low, maybe a lower budget, kind of like Event Horizon type thing. When it comes to Galaxy Terror, they really do fight their fight their fears. And there's the other title for it, Mind Warp, which actually does suit it really. It's always midnight in space, so very cool. I do like the Galaxy Terror cover a bit better, so I'm going to keep that one on there. It's not one I switch over back and forth very often. This is a favorite of mine actually. I like kind of like the underwater horror as well. And Humanized from the Deep is kind of just a cool creature feature. It's definitely an R-rated film. We have these creatures that come from beneath the sea to basically, I guess, to kind of like to impregnate the women, to kind of rape the women. That's what their goal is. So they come up first, and it's a cool way to do it. They come up and they kill all the dogs, like kill the animals, pretty much to so that there's no warning and there's no one like to bark when they come and attack again. This is actually a really good film. Again, features on here as well. We got this is the uncut international version. Never before seen deleted scenes, trailers, TV radio spots. Leonard Maltin interviews Roger Corman on the making of the film. The making of Humanized from the Deep with interviews with Roger Corman, second assistant director James. Okay, composer Michael Horner and Cindy Weintraub and New World trailer. So obviously not as much as on some of them, but again we get another fantastic 12-page booklet. So I'll make sure I can open it up. Yeah, we can. So they kept it pretty good. They didn't show like much nudity on here, and the film is actually a really kind of a good, kind of a fun film, fun watch. Probably better than I'm actually being able to describe it for you right now, and I'll show you the other artwork, which is it's called Monster. And again, this is another case of fantastic artwork, but I just really love Humanized from the Deep tagline, and they're not human, but they hunt human women, not for killing, for mating. So I really did like that one. On the first I picked up, and I remember where I picked this one up at too. This was at another place that is closed down now, which is I got a lot of these here, like a lot of these double features that I'm showing, a lot of these movies that I'm showing right now. These come from HMV. Maybe one came from Music World. This one here came from Future Shop. That's another place that we had here in Canada. And Best Buy decided to close down all the Future Shops and just keep their stores open. Future Shop was the one that was dealing mostly with the physical media portion of it, and Best Buy didn't deal with it very much. So if you ever go into a Future Shop in the United States and you see like a lot of physical media, that's pretty much what Future Shop was before Best Buy ruined it, to be totally honest with you. But this one here is Big Bad Mom and Big Bad Mama 2. I'm not going to lie, I like both of these films. I'm a huge fan of Angie Dickinson, and the ladies in these films are extremely attractive. It almost seems like, in some ways, the second film almost seems kind of like a continuation slash almost like it's a reboot or a remake of the film with a different, slightly different story. But we do have a great cast in both these films here, and both of them have, by the way, have features. So they both have special features on them. Now, the first film we got like Tom Skerritt is in this one. Sally Kirkland is in the film. Dick Miller, of course, is in all of Roger Corman's films. William Shatner's in this movie. Oh yeah, the Shatner's in it. We've got an audio commentary for the first film with the director and director of photography. Leonard Maltin interviews Roger Corman, another one of those who's on here. Mama Knows Best, a retrospective featuring Roger Corman, director Steve Carver, actress Angie Dickinson, and writer Francis Dole, and theatrical and TV spots. That's for the first film. Now the second film, we got a great cast of Daniel Brisbos, I think I got that right, and Julie McCulloch actually are in the second one as the daughters. We got Robert Culp here. Bruce Glover's in this film as well. And again, the second one is directed by Jim Wynorski, so there's breasts. You can see breasts. Both of these are really fun films. There's no like alternate like things, just like the normal like letter from Corman on here, and it's just the regular. shows like a. It's actually cute. I'll show you. If I can get it out. So one thing about some of the earlier DVD cases that I had here, it made them like really hard to get out. It kind of shows a picture of people watching Big Bad Mama at a drive-in, which I think is really cool, actually. Watched this a few times. It's a fun film. It's pretty light. Nudity's pretty harmless. I'm up to my triple features. All the rest here are triple features, so I'm going to do these in a specific order, leaving my favorite one for last. First up is the Action Pack Collection. It's a triple feature, and that has like the Georgia Peaches, the Great Texas Dynamite Chase, and Smokey Bites the Dust. They're, again, fun films. Not a lot of features, just theatrical trailers, but it's the fact that it is like 3 films. With Georgia Peaches, we got Tanya Tucker, and if you're wondering, yes, that is the country singer Tanya Tucker. Lane Smith, the late Lane Smith, is in this one here. Sally Kirkland, David Hayward is in this one. Noble Willingham, Dirk Benedict is in this. In the second film, the Great Texas Dynamite Chase, it has the late great Claudia Jennings, which is the movie that actually a lot of people got this for, because Claudia Jennings is a kind of a cult star that unfortunately she died way too young. Jocelyn Jones is in this one, and Johnny Crawford. The third one, of course, is Jimmy McNichol. Well, not of course. I guess if you haven't seen it, you don't know that. Jimmy McNichol was he was a 70s like teen like heartthrob for like for mostly for the young girls back in that time. So you got Georgia Peaches and Smokey Bites the big one on the first one. Actually, this is kind of cute. There's like Sharktopus thing in here. I'm not sure. I don't even think this belongs in. I don't think this belongs here. I actually got this at the same time that I picked up the only Code Red that I do have on DVD is like this one called Teenage Hitchhikers, and they're at the same place. So this was actually secondhand. And the Great Texas Dynamite Chase. Now the only place I can find these now, of course, is HMV, which is closing down. So they're the only store I know that carries, still carries Roger Corman classics. So next up is one that kind of suits in with the Big Bad Mama one. I probably should have put it really close to that. That's a double feature. I got a double feature. I'm mixing them up now, guys. Is Crazy Mama and of course The Lady in Red. I do like both of these films. I got it for The Lady in Red though. We have like audio. So let's look at the back, as you can see that. We got like audio commentary on the with director Jonathan Demme. Yeah, Jonathan Demme directed Crazy Mama. Yeah, with Cloris Leachman. And Roger Corman. We got theatrical trailers. So we got like Linda Pearl, who I love in this one here. Stuart Whitman is a fantastic actor. Jim Bax is in this one. Ann Sutherland, Cloris Leachman, Donnie Most from Happy Days. Wow, this is a huge cast and directed by Jonathan Demme. So this is probably the better of the 2 films. I haven't watched these in a long time, but I can't remember them so I can't remember them that well. So I'm not going to lie and say that I can. The second one, Lady in Red, also has a commentary with director Louis Teague and actor Robert Forster. Wow, and another audio commentary with producer Julie Corman and screenwriter John. So John Sayles wrote the second one. Great pedigree in Roger Corman stuff, actually. We got like Pam Lucy Martin, who I loved in, of course, Dynasty, and if you watch the Nancy Drew, if you're my age, you saw Nancy Drew Mysteries, the Hardy by Nancy Drew Mysteries, she was in that. Louis Fletcher, of course, Christopher Lloyd, music by James Horner. Just incredible. There's incredible pedigree to these Roger Corman films. Just such great stuff. And again, you're not going to see like anything other than like just like their alternate posters of it there, and just some like pictures or posters on the other side as well. See, normally that's what I expect when I pick up one of the Screen Factories as well when I come to the double feature. That's why I was so surprised and so shocked when I picked it up and I turned it around in the where House Reva Dwells, Ghost Warrior double feature, and actually saw that that was actually actual alternate art. That's really amazing. I love that. Next up is one that I did get in a trade a while back, and with Gray, it was on here as well. And it is a sci-fi classic triple feature. I love these things. I love the old school stuff. So we got Attack the Crab Monsters, War of the Satellites, and Not of This Earth. This is the original Not of This Earth. So you saw me show the other one before. I looked for this one around here for a while, and I think HMV had it, but they sold out. and they didn't get it back in. You would have had to order it. But a good friend of mine on here, whose videos I watch, is actually really good. We did a trade where he wanted, I can't remember which one it was that we traded, but I remember that I wanted this one a lot. And they have some special features. This is a triple feature with special features. So we got Salute to Roger Corman, featuring new interviews with Roger Corman, Peter Fonda, Peter Bogdanovich, Joe Dante, and many more. That's really cool. Audio commentaries on Attack the Crab Monsters and Not of This Earth. We have like Roger Corman trailer collection, which is actually really cool. 25 trailers produced and directed by Roger Corman. So that's actually really cool. So I'm going to show you some of the pictures on back there. So for each of the films. Creepy picture for Not of This Earth, huh? And just really fun films, just fun early films. I'll open it up and show you guys. So we got Attack the Crab Monsters and Not of This Earth on one, and War of the Satellites and the bonus features on the other disc. This one here does have like does open up just to show some of the early MGM midnight movie releases that you could get Roger Corman films on. So a lot of these movies that come out like obviously a lot of these came out from Scream Factory now. Movies like the Vincent Price ones, for instance. I'd like to see some of these other ones come out. I would love to see Frankenstein Unbound as a Scream Factory release. And oh yeah, St. Valentine's Day Massacre. I'm not sure that's a Scream Factory release or not, but it should be. So it's just cool to see that young Roger Corman right there. With a picture of him there. Now let's just see the just posters for the alternate art. So I'm not going to bother with the inside on that one. Just I'll give you kind of a feel for it. Yeah, these are good ones. I do recommend, like, if you get the chance to get some of these, pick them up. There's Blu-ray editions of a lot of these, if not all of them. I do have the Blu-ray of one, because it's not here right now. The DVD isn't. Because I have Prana as well. Prana was the very first one that we bought from HMV, with the Roger Corman Cult Classics collection. I have it on DVD here somewhere, but I got it put away because I actually upgraded it to the Blu-ray. So I'm not sure if I still have the DVD or gave it to my kids. But I know that I upgraded Prana to Blu-ray, so that's one of the ones that I don't have. Another one that I really would like to get, so if it's still there, I'm not even sure if it's still there right now at HMV when I go back, is and the sale's good enough because I want to get it at a good sale price. Is Death Race 2000's Roger Corman Cult Classics collection, because I didn't see that one there. This is the big one. This is the one that I love. I'm an 80s slasher fan. You guys know that, and this is awesomeness to me. I really wish that I could find the Sorority House Massacre films. I can't, and I've looked for them for a long time, and every time it's come close, I haven't been able to get them, or it's been too expensive, and every time I saw one in the wild, it was either sold or just something's missing. But the Slumber Party Massacre collection, I love this one. This is a great one. Actually, this is now out and Scream Factory. First he put the first one on its own, then he put out 2 and 3 kind of together. So this one does have some really cool features on here. We got basically audio commentaries for each of the films. So every one of these films is an audio commentary. There's a 3-part documentary, Sleepless Nights Revisiting the Slumber Party Massacre, which I'm sure is definitely carried over into the Scream Factory Blu-ray edition. I'll definitely upgrade this one down the road because these are 3 films that I really like. Some people like rag on number 3, but I gotta say, watch number 3 again. And just look at some of the stuff that's in it, some of the early hints to what's going on in the film and like why the killer is who the killer is. I actually think it's interesting the way that it's done. Number 2 is, for me, the best of the 3 films because it's got So Bad It's Good. It's got WTF moments. It's really cheesy. It's got some music. It's got a killer that you're not going to forget. And number 1 is a fantastic film as well. It's just number 2 just stands out for certain reasons. Chris Bernard is in it from Wings, and okay, so this guy with the guitar, just so you know, that is number 2. This is number 2. So all 3 films in one collection. So I was kind of disappointed when they originally put this out and they didn't have them all together. But they put 2 and 3 on their own. The only thing that number 1 had was like an extra interview with the guy that played the killer, who would only do it apparently if he could say some of his poetry during the interview. I'm not joking. I can't make this stuff up, guys. So you can see there's more like Roger Corman there that I don't have, like the Evil, and of course Forbidden World, which I thought I kept. That's one where I got confused with Star Crushing Galaxy of Terror. To be honest with you, I kept seeing it and I kept not picking it up and regretting it afterwards. So here's some pictures from this one here from Summer Parade Massacre 3. I know that much. Just checking to make sure I can show these. So the girl running from the killer is actually Crystal Bernard. So really, really fun stuff. So I enjoy all of these films. Another great 12-page booklet. First of the classic ones I noticed that actually had a 12-page booklet. So there you guys go. My last little bonus thing I wanted to put on here for you guys before I finished up this video of the HMV Chronicles. I wanted to give you guys another look at another collection overview. This is my Roger Corman DVD Cult Classics collection that I have. And of course, the movie of the day, the recommended buy for you guys if you're over at HMV and you see it there and you don't have it, is Ghost Story. I do recommend this one. A bit of a slow burn, but great practical effects by Dick Smith. Fantastic acting all around by just an all-star stellar cast. And just a really great story. Especially if you like... and my two pickups for the day. Stigmata. And The House Where Evil Dwells, Ghost Warrior. So, two great pickups to add to my Scream Factory collection release. I'm excited to have another double feature. I'm excited to have another double feature. I'm excited to have another like extra release there. Don't have a lot of the 90s horror on Blu-ray, so it's kind of cool to have another one of those there, and like, kind of like the religious horror ones, kind of like Exorcist 3, and I got Stigmata to add on to that. So there you go, guys. Check out your local HMV. Enjoy it while it's still here. I am Aaron, I'm the professor, and this has been HMV Chronicles Chapter 3. Hope you've enjoyed watching this as much as I have had making it and shopping for that stuff. I wanted to get some pictures taken into the HMV when I'm going there next time around. Maybe shoot some footage so that I can have some footage from the actual HMV footage to add onto the HMV Chronicles. I'm going to keep this going for as long as you guys are interested. So thanks for watching, guys. For me right now, I made some tea over there. I want to sit back, put my movies back, and maybe watch a little bit of one of these here Scream Factories. Maybe I'll watch the Stigmata documentary. So for me right now, guys, thank you for watching the HMV Chronicles. It is time for tea. Thanks for staying for the after credit sequence, and for today what we're going to do is we're going to dive into the comment section so I can actually personally say hi to some of the guys here that have commented on some of my videos, and give you, like, even though I still type the answers there, I do try to make sure that I comment, thumbs up, like your comments whenever I see them. I also want to make sure that that I can get sometimes just like give you guys like kind of like a little bit of a shadow to give you an answer like here that may be more than I can actually just type when I'm just like on my way out or like on my phone trying to respond to you guys. So first is Nordic Nord, who says that pretty much great pickups. Need to get my hands on the Legacy. Yeah, that looks like a really cool one. I watched Ghost Story on Thursday and really enjoyed it. Okay, perfect. So I just finished watching Ghost Story. I'm glad that you really liked it. That's the one that I did strongly recommend. So anybody that's picked up Ghost Story, definitely thumbs up this video and let me know what your thoughts on that are. Love Child's Play. Exorcist is also really great. The Blu-ray, loves it. The Blu-ray includes both cuts. The Manhunter Collector's Edition is awesome. I did go look today for the Manhunter Collector's Edition at HMV. That would have been my first pickup, and I probably would have waited on the House of Evil Dwells if they would have had like the Manhunter there. It wasn't there, unfortunately, and I don't own Manhunter. I think I got like maybe I do have like a DVD copy of it, but it's a pretty sparse one. I do want to get the Collector's Edition of Manhunter. Thank you so much, Nordic Nord, for commenting, by the way, and hope to hear from you again. Let me know what other things that you picked up that you like. That's definitely. Uh, I'm always excited when I hear other people's like pick some what they got. That's why I watch a lot of this stuff here. I watch a lot of like N Ready. N Ready's a fantastic YouTuber, by the way. If you haven't checked him out, he does a lot of like out and about. He does like collection videos. He's also, by the way, N Ready. If you haven't checked out his channel, he's also in Canada. He's up in Ontario. Uh, I think it's Ontario, right? I'm pretty sure it is. Now he's going to HMV today, so I'm not sure if he's picking anything up today, but he's going to be picking some stuff up. So keep an eye also on Ann Reddy's channel. Make sure you're subscribed, so that you'll see the videos where he does his pickups for from HMV as well. He'll be doing his. So always really great to check that stuff out. James Hayes, as always, James. He's looking forward to Blood Mania and Point of Terror. Yeah, me too. As we know, Blood Mania and Point of Terror are not great films. They're like Vinegar Syndrome, kind of like cheesy fun films. A bit of sleaze. Peter Carpenter's, I don't know what he's like in real life, but in some of the films, he seems like he makes them to stroke Peter Carpenter's ego at in some portions. That's the way it just seems to me, anyway. But I'm really looking forward to them and actually having the TV editions as well. I'm a big fan of Diane Thorne, of course, from Ilsa. The Ilsa films. When I actually saw pictures of her, I didn't recognize her out of the Ilsa costume. To be totally honest with you. So thank you so much, James. James is an awesome guy. If you haven't checked out his stuff, Nord's also awesome stuff. Well, James doesn't do videos yet. Maybe down the road. Maybe. Would you? What was it? PD657 actually commented and asked me how much was a $6 million man time life set. It's under $40 with taxes in. So secondhand, still that's a really great price. That's like less than what you'd pay for the actual, like if you went to Costco, for instance, about the new $6 million man set, which has less features on it. It actually costs less than that. I'm actually really excited to see what $6 million man. I've watched a few episodes and looked at some features. There's some really cool stuff. Mood 616, you don't comment enough, dude. You got some great stuff. If you don't watch Mood 616 or listen to his podcast, he does it's a podcast too. Oh man, I wish I had it up here now because I watch it. I never remember the names of these things. But check out Mood 616 channel. He knows his stuff, man. He spoke on the John Rowland stuff because he knows he's a big John Rowland fan. Dude's got like all the Redemption stuff. He's got some great collection of stuff together. So if you haven't checked out Moods, check out his stuff. Check out his podcast as well. Some great stuff there. You'll know. You'll see it. Ken Carlson said that his favorite John Rowland film is Requiem for a Vampire. I'm not sure what my favorite is, but that's definitely up there. I think Fascination may actually be my favorite John Rowland film, though it's been a long time since I've seen it. So that's just going on like on what I can remember. But favorite vampire film? I don't know. Shivers is good. Requiem's good. Nude's good. He's got a lot of great stuff. 1428 Rip says, or rest in peace. I'm not sure which one we go with. So we'll go with it sucks that the Phantasm has been sent back, and he's going to be getting both of the Phantasm sets. Because as you guys, you may be aware of, that Arrow Video, as I've mentioned on it before, is putting out a Phantasm like box set with the actual replica of the spear. And there's also going to be one come out here in North America, but will go USA, which is going to be more of a standard box set. Although it's supposed to have some different featurettes on there. So just keep an eye out on both of them and see which one you want best. I think if you're a Phantasm fan, you're probably going to want the Spear. Just saying. If you're like 1428 RIP, then you're going to get both of them. Apparently you like the Vinegar Syndrome stuff. I do too. If you just found my channel, then I got a lot of Vinegar Syndrome stuff, especially early on in the year. And I do kind of like showcase their stuff a lot. If you want to see more Vinegar Syndrome stuff, then I do recommend that you check out Toddy Walnuts, who actually does a lot of stuff when it comes to Vinegar Syndrome. Cellulite Terrors also talks and reviews many of the Vinegar Syndrome films. And if you want to see something like this, these are Vinegar Syndrome stuff as well. Mondo Squalid actually shows and reviews some of that. Hopefully you'll still come back and watch mine too. And Reddy just said right there he's planning on hitting up his local HMV, so I do recommend keep an eye on Reddy, and Reddy. He does have some great stuff, and you're going to see some really cool unboxings there. Trust me on that, guys. Jason36M is a newer subscriber, and is actually I really like when I find a newer subscriber on my channel that actually gets excited and ends up watching a bunch of videos and comment on them. That really that stokes me. That really makes me excited. Jason36M, you're fantastic. That really has like kind of. I've had a bad week. Work has been extremely hard. Right now in the U.S. It's tax season, and I work in a in a place where I deal with like U.S. taxes and pension, IRAs, all that stuff, all that fun, interesting stuff. So it's got very, very like hectic. Nicole and Kyle. Hello, Nicole and Kyle. But they are a couple that watch my videos together that I'm really excited when they hear that. I like that there's couples that actually watch my videos together. Usually, I think there's like get like probably like 70% like male viewership and like 30% female viewership. But it's really cool that there's couples that actually out there. If you are a couple and you actually watch my videos together or listen to them as a podcast type of thing, let me know. I actually really appreciate that. So Nicole and Kyle actually they like companies like Shout, Scream, Vinegar Syndrome, companies that I like and do tend to highlight. So and apparently they got some. They're in Canada too. So they have they're going to be like going to HMV as well. And I'm pretty sure I want to check on something here. I think I want to make sure I'm correct. So yeah, so they have a cool channel here. You definitely have to check out. Hopefully they're going to be like doing some more stuff. I like to see. I hope that they do some do like some vid like show us what you're getting. I would like that. So that's pretty awesome. They have check out their channel by the way. Stephanie Crawford as she did see Nice Guys in theater. See, you're better than me, Stephanie, because I didn't see Nice Guys in theater. I should have. So I'm part of the problem. You're not. Uh, Thank you so much for watching. This HMV Chronicles series is hopefully is going to be going on for a bit because I want to keep the HMV alive as long as it's here, and I want to keep the spirit of it alive and the spirit of the collecting alive. So that's part of what this is. So Robert Harding's another guy from Canada. So you're probably going to see a lot of stuff from like HMV, really like pickups from Robert Harding. He's a really kind of a nice, fun guy. He has his girlfriend in his videos every once in a while, and definitely check out his channel. There's so many great people on it. Mark Stewart. Mark's the guy from over in the UK. When I was over in England, he actually texted me quite a few times. We actually got to talk back and forth while I was there, and talk about some of the stuff that I was picking up. So Mark, a big shout out to you over in the UK. Hopefully you guys keep your HMVs. I'm worried about that actually. I'm worried that me going into the HMV in like Bond Street, the Bond Oxford HMV. I think that's one of the originals, if not the original HMV. That they could be gone too, because Ireland's gone, ours is gone. Hopefully you guys are the standouts. Maybe you guys will keep them. I'd like that, because if that goes, then Fop's going to go, and I'm very worried about that. Well, Ryan Murphy actually here just mentioned that HMV in Ireland's gone as well. So it's a hard time for physical media collectors. We're going to have to band together, go online, go on YouTube, and places like that. So buy online, trade with other collectors, keep the physical media thing going. If you got channels, highlight it, talk about it. Do your buys, show your buys off, show your collections off, do your unboxings, do your trade videos, show the stuff that you trade off. Anything that can keep this collector's like movement, this physical media collector's movement going and keeping it strong. Again, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. This is longer after credit sequence than I intended, but again, thanks for watching the HMV Chronicles. I'm Aaron, and keep collecting.